What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Daily Zest. I'm your host, Randi Hipper, here today on a lovely Wednesday. Hope you guys are doing well. Yes, it is an early Daily Zest, but I feel like early kind of is the vibe sometimes. So we are early today. Hope you guys are doing well. It's nice to see all of y'all. Make sure if you guys are here to smash these likes, subscribe, share the stream out with friends. The more we interact with the stream, the more we comment, share, everything like that. The more YouTube feels the need to push it out to other people, and the more people get educated about Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, the banks, everything. I got you covered. We have a goal of 100 likes and 100 live viewers. I see the views and the likes are starting to tick up out there. Let's pamp it. Let's pamp it. Let's pamp it. I want to say thank you to our lovely sponsor, Market Cipher. Hope you guys check out Market Cipher. I know you guys have been enjoying it. If you want to leave your lovely thoughts about Market Cipher in the chat, then definitely do so. You can use code missteencrypto or code Zesty for 20% off. And use that link in the live chat and in the description. It's a Zesty link. D said, Randi, always in a great mood. I do try, my friends. I do try. I am out here for love, peace, and prosperity of all individuals, and that is what we are after, all of us. Please make sure on TikTok that we have like 100 people here. Make sure you smash these likes, give me a follow if you can, and share the stream out with friends. Let's be lovely individuals. I want to say hi to everybody in the chat. We got Rusty Bot, Colin McKenzie, Nash is here as well. Kenya, what's up? We got Emma Diesel, who said it's late his time, so thank you for joining. We got Kenio, John Legend, Alexandra G. What's up, girl? Automatic Beats. What's up? Who else we got out here? Who else? Bullduck, what's up? I really need glasses, guys. This is becoming an issue. Rusty Bot, nice to see you. Board Type Crow is here. Frank is here. He made it. Early Zest, yes, indeed. What's up, Rick? Abominable is here. He said Zesty fam with a lot of bread. I love bread. I feel like I am part bread. All I eat is bread. Bread is amazing. I'm like a carb monster. Mr. NC, love the dress, gorge. Thank you. I appreciate it. It is like it's a nice flowery, nice vibe, you know, because it literally, if you were in NYC yesterday, you know that Canadian smoke or whatever was taken over. All I smelled was smoke. It was so much smoke that I thought that someone next door to me was actually lighting a fire pit. It was like right in my face. So it was pretty wild. But today I feel like I wanted to like have the flowers bloom, feel a little more bright and positive instead of so cloudy and smoggy and raw. So that's exactly what I did. So I'm trying to manifest my own bright and springness, I guess, if that makes any sense. So thank you, Mr. NC. JD Club, nice to see you as well. We got Retro Mike. He said GM Hipper fam. I love that. Well, good morning to you, my friend. We got Olive asking for the likes to be smashed, as you should. We got RS Crypto. Nice to see you. Financial Failure. What's up with you? We got Daddy-O in here as well. Avo, Ola, and Ill Hero said, what's up? Ill Hero, why aren't you healthy, Hero? We got... We got Daniel. I see Daniel Hernandez. Good morning to you. 21st Century Money said, love all the way from South Africa. Wow. Well, some love from NYC here. Thank you for coming. SCR, what's up? Nice to see you. Ralph Fibonacci. Nice to see all of y'all. All right. Can't see glasses are on the night table. John Germain, put on your glasses, friend. Let's have some nice eyesight. Board Type Crow, you're on TikTok. I know. Someone on TikTok said I'm like a doll. Oh. Thanks. Appreciate that. Rusty Bot said MTC is 25% zest, 25% knowledge, and 60% bread. I feel like that is so true. Rusty Bot, you know me. You really do know me. I literally love like food. I am a foodie. You can ask some if you guys have met me, the Zesty fam IRL. You know all I talk about is food. Whenever I hang out with people from crypto, we go eat food. You know, I just feel like that's the way it is. It's the way it's got to be. Board Type Crow, thank you for giving me a football. I appreciate it. Giving me some love and gifts over there on TikTok this morning. We have some people jumping in the stream again. Make sure you smash these likes, share the stream out with friends. We got almost halfway to our goal in live viewers and everything like that. So let's get 100 likes and 100 live viewers. Let's get after it today. We have so much going on concerning Binance and Coinbase. Guys, it is absolutely wild. Yesterday we were live, yesterday morning, early stream. We were live streaming Gary Gensler and what he was saying about Binance, Coinbase, crypto in general, literally just trying to crack down on everyone and their mother in the crypto industry. And it's kind of messed up because obviously we know that Bitcoin cryptocurrency, it's unstoppable, and that Gary Gensler himself really liked cryptocurrency a few years ago. And it just seems like a lot of the things he said beforehand, before entering the SEC, kind of like really went out the window. Now, there really is no clarity for any crypto exchange to follow. How could we be compliant? How could we be able to follow your rules if there aren't any rules or even definitions to go by. So these are the things we have to think about. Let's go into the charts. Board type Crow, thank you for the love. Yes, I think I agree with you, Slaved Biker. They're clearly only doing this to protect the banking system. I don't go. Oh, board type Crow, thank you for the hand hearts. I appreciate it. Yeah, I kind of agree with you, my friend. I think it's a little difficult right now because like they want to defend the banks, they want to defend dollar dominance, but the problem is that if you're pushing away crypto, you're pushing away even stable coins. Stable coins, in my opinion, could cause hyper-dollarization. And given the decentralized and easy to access nature of cryptocurrency, where you just have an internet connection or an application that allows you to trade with stable coins and cryptocurrency, you're giving people a lot more access to the dollar ecosystem than you would if you just eliminated stablecoins. You're trying to eliminate all of it. So I do think that you have to keep pushing for cryptocurrency overall, because I do think crypto can end up helping the banking system and helping the dollar dominance stay. But again, they're going to try to keep pushing it back until they can't anymore. Again, let's smash these likes, share the stream out with friends. Let's get 100 likes and 100 live viewers in this B. Okay, we got Bitcoin this morning, $26,766.92. So we had a little bit of a past few days, little craziness going on with Bitcoin. She's not sure what she wants to do. We got momentum shifting to the other side here. Thank you, board type Crow. We got momentum shifting over here. You're seeing red money flow coming through here on the daily. It's a little bit nerve-wracking, guys. There's like so much going on here. There's so many things happening. I mean, listen, Bitcoin is just making all of these moves considering everything happening in this world, in the market. I think Bitcoin is just kind of unbothered a little bit. I think it's just going through the motions of its regular volatility. I really don't think Gary Gensler and Binance had that much of an effect on the market, maybe temporarily. You saw a few days ago on the 5th, so literally on Monday, we had this pullback when the Binance news came out. And then yesterday when they were attacking Coinbase, we actually rebounded and actually made up for those losses. And now entering our new day today, we are going back into the red. Now in the chat, please let me know if you think this is going to turn into a green day. If you think we're going to turn into a green day, put a G. If you think we are going to have a red day, put an R in the chat. So G for green, R for red. Now we do have Bitcoin trying to stay above the bottom of our range, $27,180. It's trying to fight this level. Seems like we kept testing it the past few days, kind of failing and staying below it. Now I really do hope that we can. Obviously, yesterday we closed above it, but not by much. And I hope that by the end of today, we could kind of go back to those levels and stay above $27,000 or at least $27,500 Bitcoin is what I would like to see. Because even then, we had a little bit like sideways trading at that point as well. But that's what I want to see. I knew yesterday that we were going to have a little bit of a rough day, but we actually rebounded pretty well. Now today, of course, it's a little bit iffy. You can even take a look at the 4-hour chart. Really nothing much going on. Just we had that little bit of a pump and just sideways trading for literally the past 12 to 15 hours. Not that great, not too crazy on the charts. You see a little bit of some bullish and bearish volume coming in. It seems like the bulls and the bears are definitely having tiffs with one another. Seems like they're definitely beefing, guys. We are midweek, though, so it's interesting to see how Bitcoin is going to play out given all of these news. We can move on to Ethereum. Again, Bitcoin was down 1.5%, $26,800 Bitcoin. We're going to go to Ethereum. Ethereum's $1,864 today, 87 cents, down 1%. We got green money flow here still for the daily on Ethereum, which is really not the case for Bitcoin. I mean, Ethereum looks a lot cleaner, I guess, than Bitcoin. Board type Crow, thank you for all these gifts. I really do appreciate it. So we do have some green money flow coming in again for Ethereum. Again, meme coins are still kind of trading, not crazy, but still trading. So I guess that's making up for all the dips and the leaps and the bounds here. We're going through Bitcoin and cryptocurrency prices. Now we do have the VWAP below the zero line. It does seem like it's heading back up, but it doesn't seem that confident in its move. I would like to see a little confident move with this yellow wave, the VWAP heading right above that zero line, and we'll have a good time. I want to see a nice pump with Ethereum. We have had green money flow, but not a crazy amount, but we've had great money flow since April 9th. So we're kind of chilling. It's almost been 2 months of straight green money flow with Ethereum. I'm just hoping that we just kind of break out here with Ethereum because we've been sideways. Now we're we were kind of sideways trading between this range, $1,700 and $1,820 for a while. Now we're still stuck between $1,820 and $1,911 Ethereum. We keep kind of bouncing back and forth between this range. I'm just hoping that the sideways trading freaking ends, guys, because I am bored. I want zest. I want love. I want spice. I want all of it. I want to see the bears and the bulls. I want to see the bears disappear and the bulls just come out. Because honestly, it just seems like both of them are freaking dead. Like, what's going on, guys? We need action. We need zest. We need spice. Oh no, I clicked on an ad. We need zest. We need spice. We need all of it. Again, this market is not for the weak. This sideways trading is not for the weak. There are paper hands, there are lettuce hands that are selling right now because they're like, oh, Ethereum's not moving. It's not doing what I want. Guys, it's going to be okay. We're going to laugh at these days, friends. We're going to laugh at these days where we just had sideways trading, then sideways trading, and sideways trading. We're going to see some beautiful things happen one day, guys. It's only a matter of time. This is not for the weak at all. You guys have to have patience. Let's crow, board type crow. Let's crow. Bitcoin free the people. Doesn't matter if bull or bear. We can make money daily. If you know how to trade like that, then it's possible. Yeah, up or down. You could still trade and do what you need to do there. Make sure you guys are smashing these likes as we talk about Litecoin. Let's get the Litecoin halving countdown in the background here, so that way we could get right into that. Okay, so we have. Ooh, thank you, Bitcoin free the people. So we have some Litecoins here, $89.95 Litecoin. We have some volume coming in here. It seems like a lot more zesty than what's going on with the other cryptocurrencies because Litecoin's so relevant right now. It's insane. It's hitting records on the daily. If you look at BitPay, Litecoin is literally one of the top used cryptocurrencies there, and it's not even at all merchants that they allow Litecoin to be spent at, but Litecoin makes up 28% or more of their transactions. And that is absolutely wild because they have so many cryptocurrencies that they offer. So it's basically Bitcoin, then Litecoin are the top used cryptocurrencies on that platform. Oh my gosh, board type crow, you're showering me. Bitcoin free the people. Thank you so much. You guys are showering me over there on TikTok. I feel so loved. Thank you. Again, we have a tad, my friends. It's a little tad. I'm zooming in so it looks a little bigger, but we have a little tad of green money flow here. I really zoomed in to the fullest here. We have a tad of green money flow here with Litecoin. It's not crazy, as we saw previously, but I think it's still all right considering that we've had some pretty consistent green money flow here with Litecoin just because, again, it's so relevant right now. We need something cheap, fast to use, something that's accessible, liquid, and that's Litecoin. I mean, if you're moving millions and millions of dollars, are you going to pay those ETH gas fees? Hell no. Are you going to pay those Bitcoin fees? Maybe not. But you might want to use Litecoin because it could be a penny or less in fees, even though it's one of the most used blockchains out there. Board type crow giving me the confettis. Now, we do have this point where we had a little bit of resistance, $91 Litecoin, and then it was kind of 95 was the next target. And it seems like that $95 is so stingy. It's just so difficult for Litecoin. I mean, listen, Litecoin is still continuing to make higher lows, even though I started to get a little worrisome the other day. On Monday, I was like, oh, sheesh, this red candle, even the wick, it didn't even close. It didn't even see the candle like bottom that this did on that day, on May 26th. And the wick did not reach as low as the May 26th wick. So I feel very zesty about it. I feel happy about it. Litecoin is continuing to make higher lows. Now, again, Litecoin is trying to test this $91. It just couldn't really make it. We kind of closed on that last night. And now we kind of have Litecoin slipping right below it, but it just seems like it's not having that give where it's just falling, right? It's just kind of stable. You know what I'm talking about, board type crow? It's kind of stable where it's at. I want to see something happen with Litecoin. I feel like Litecoin definitely has the ability to pop off as we have seen in the past where it just goes up an insane, like 17, 12% in just a matter of a few days. It is possible with Litecoin. Litecoin does make moves and it doesn't rely on Bitcoin to kind of make its moves. Litecoin is only down 1.2% today, again, sitting at $89.84 Litecoin. We are in midweek, so I'm excited to see what happens. We could check on our halving countdown. We have around 56 and a half days until the Litecoin block reward halving. So again, it goes from 12 and a half Litecoin to 6.25 Litecoin per block post halving. This makes it deflationary. It, again, is a controlled inflation schedule that we don't have to deal with in the traditional financial system, where they just print money and the money printer goes whenever they want. And we have no say when we take part in Bitcoin, we take part in Litecoin. And we understand right then and there that we are taking part where Bitcoin and Litecoin both have a finite supply, 21 million, 84 million. And you have a halving schedule every 4 years. Beautiful. Love it. Oh, sheesh. We have Gary Gensler in here. Bro, Gary, are you okay? Are you okay? You've been going through a lot, Gary. You've been going through a lot. Sorry, TikTok. I just put up a random goal. It just automatically generated that for me. I want to see who's in the chat. Gary Gensler, can you explain like what your action, like about your actions, like what's been going on here? You're coming after everybody. You want to try to like kill crypto or something, Gary Gensler? What are you doing? What are you doing? Chris 6, nice to see you, Antonio. Oh, I'm sorry to hear Gary Gensler did that to you. I can't. JD Club, John Legend said coffee and donuts. I love coffee and donuts. If you guys did not know, I am fueled on coffee, by coffee and Bitcoin. Got a little lipstick on my cup. I love coffee. All Set Miner, what's up? Nice to see you. Lazarus is here as well. Who else is here? Did I miss anyone? Paul Christopher, what's up? I thought there was an imposter of me in the chat. I was like, no, that is from my account. Brokoshi, what's up? Javier, smash that like button as you should. Matthew K, what's up? Nice to see you. Daniel Hernandez in the chat. Lord of Cages. Retro Mike said, where's Joe? Oh, yeah, Joe should be here, but of course he abandons us, you know? It's just, he's probably sleeping. He's going to be like, oh, I was sleeping. He'll like send a message in the Telegram later that he was absolutely lacking. Hola, S-Dog, nice to see you as well. If I missed you, if I didn't say hi to you yet, then go in the chat and say you missed me and put like an angry emoji to let me know you're mad at me for missing you. Nice to see everyone though. Gary Gensler said he was bored, and that's why you're doing all this, because you're bored. You know what? It kind of makes sense. I mean, you used to love crypto, Gary. We know you're a crypto pleb deep down inside, but you know, whatever. Now we have only 47 likes. My friends, what is happening? Smash these likes, share the stream out with friends. Let's get after it. Am I an XRP girl? Not really. Colorado Crystal, nice to see you. Welcome to the stream. What's up, Chris, in the chat? Sorry I missed you. See, you put that smiley face because you know, like that. It wasn't even a smiley face. It was like a sideways. It was like, I felt that in my soul. A little bit. Okay. Yeah, All Set Miner is right. Gary, if you're bored, go play with Pepe. You'll have a lot of fun. With that. All right, guys, smash these likes, share the stream out with friends. Let's continue on. Now, sheesh, man. Sheesh is what I have to say. The SEC, Gary Gensler, cracking down on crypto like never before. We know we've dealt with all of these exchanges being attacked in the past. Now, they're coming after the two biggest exchanges in the world at the same time. We know Monday, the SEC filed 13 charges against Binance entities and founder CZ Binance for operating an unregistered exchange, broker-dealer, clearing agency. They said they misrepresented trading controls and oversight on the Binance US platform and the unregistered offer and sale of securities. CZ Binance did react, he said and said that the media found out about the charges before they did. So again, we already know that this is a coordinated attack. The SEC put the following tokens as securities within that suit: Solana, Cardano, Matic, Filecoin, Atom, Sand, Mana, Algo, Axie Infinity, and they refer to them as crypto asset securities within the complaint.
Gary Gensler is going to touch on no place.
Antonio, I hope to the people, the beings above, that does not happen. I thank you for your $5 super chat, though. Yeah. The SEC still coming after Binance, still coming after Coinbase the next day, saying that Coinbase was breaking U.S. security rules, calling them an unregistered national securities exchange broker and clearing agency for failing to register for the offer and sale of its crypto assets staking as a service program. So they're coming after them both in just a little bit of different ways. Within the SEC lawsuit with Coinbase, they alleged that several tokens were securities, and those include Solana, Cardano, Matic, Filecoin, Sandbox, Axie Infinity, Chiliz, Flow, ICP, Near, Voyager, Dash, and Nexo. These are all different types of cryptocurrencies, as you can see, from gaming to storage to decentralized storage, all of this. So this is, again, a clear attack on cryptocurrency. Gary Gensler says, what about everything else? I gave you rules. The rules are clear. You have to be compliant. But what about the rules? There are no rules. They won't even tell us what a digital asset is, and this is concerning. Breaking news, the SEC put out an emergency relief to ensure Binance US customers' assets are protected. So it's possible that the SEC could attempt to have Binance freeze their assets, which could eventually go after their customers' assets. Because what if you are trading on Binance? What if you want to withdraw from Binance and it obviously comes out of their funds? Possibly. Done. You can't get anything. So here is the press release from the SEC.gov website themselves. SEC seeks emergency relief to ensure Binance.US customers' assets are protected. The Securities and Exchange Commission filed an emergency action application seeking a temporary restraining order freezing assets, directing defendants to have their assets held for the benefit of customers of the Binance US crypto trading platform. So again, they want to withhold those funds. They said this is seeking other emergency relief against Binance Holding Limited, BAM Trading Services, BAM Management US Holdings, and their founder, CZ Binance, to ensure that Binance US customers' assets are protected and remain in the US through the resolution of the SEC's pending litigation of this matter. Again, if there is no clarity on how people can comply, how can they say that they are breaking rules that don't exist? As part of the SEC's emergency motion, they seek to order to show cause why a preliminary injunction should not be granted as to the defendants, and an order freezing the assets of BAM Management in order directing the defendants to have assets held for the benefit of BAM's trading or BAM's management customers, and an order for other relief concerning the custody and control of BAM customers' assets, as well as an order prohibiting the destruction of records by the defendants. So they want to make sure they're so transparent. An order requiring sworn accountings of certain assets, and an order authorizing expedited discovery from the defendants, and an order granting alternate means of service. I don't know where the protection comes in. I'm a little confused. How does freezing Binance's assets help the customer when it could just hold everything back and then people maybe won't be able to withdraw from Binance because of what they are trying to do? It's a little worrisome that this is happening. It's a little scary that we have to constantly deal with the SEC just coming out of nowhere and coming after Binance and Coinbase. So Binance US customers, if you guys have crypto on Binance, if you have crypto on any exchange for that matter, take it off now. Take it off now. If you guys in the chat say, I don't have a wallet, teach me how to wallet, we will teach you right now live in this chat. So in the chat, if you have crypto on an exchange and not in a wallet and you don't know how to do that yet, please comment in the chat and we will walk you through that right now. Misko, thank you for the roses. Board type Crow is just showering me, so thank you. I appreciate that. Manrick photo, thank you. I appreciate it. Wow, you guys are just showering me over here. I feel so much love. Oh my gosh, thank you. Board type Crow, you just gave me Gary the giraffe. Oh my gosh, thank you. Wow, you're showering me extra today. I feel so much love. Thank you so much. Antonio, bad. That was bad, Antonio. No, Antonio, no. Early morning chat popping off. Absolutely, we're popping off. We always pop off. We always pop off. Guys, again, if you need help getting a wallet set up for your cryptocurrency, let us know in the chat. Thank you, Board Type Crow. Appreciate that. All right, smash these likes, share the stream out. Let's get 100 likes and 100 live viewers. Okay. Coinbase news. Now, actually, we'll just go into Jim Cramer. I don't even know what to go in through first. Like, 'cause it's just so much craziness. It's so much craziness. Okay, so I guess we could go this route. We'll talk about Coinbase first, and then we can make fun of Jim Cramer. All right. So we got the Coinbase lawsuit. We went over Binance right now. Binance US, the SEC wants to freeze their assets. Now Coinbase also got listed, and they have a lawsuit against them with the SEC. Again, reading out which tokens they listed as security in the Coinbase lawsuits. They said Solana, Cardano, Polygon, Filecoin, Sandbox, Axie Infinity, Chiliz, Flow, Internet Computer, which is ICP, Near, Voyager, Dash, and Nexo are securities. They made a bunch of allegations against Coinbase. There were a bunch of securities laws broken. They said, they actually put out a tweet, the SEC, saying, today we charge Coinbase with operating its crypto asset trading platform with an unregistered national securities exchange, broker, and clearing agency, and for the failing to register the offer and sale of its crypto asset staking as a service program. Gary Gensler's, and not Gary Gensler, this was Gerbir Gruwal, the director of the SEC Division of Enforcement, and said, you simply can't ignore the rules because you don't like them or because you'd prefer different ones. The consequences for the investing public are far too great. While Coinbase's calculated decisions may have allowed it to earn billions, it's done so at the expense of investors by depriving them of the protections to which they are entitled. Coinbase. Getting absolutely cracked down by the SEC. Meanwhile, they are a publicly traded stock. They got cleared by the SEC years ago to be able to have an IPO to begin with. Brian Armstrong from Coinbase this morning was on CNBC, so I will play a clip from that interview. I don't have the full clip because it's too soon, but I also have a tweet from Brian Armstrong as well, talking about the SEC complaint himself. Brian Armstrong said, regarding the SEC complaint against us today, we're proud to represent the industry in court to finally get some clarity around crypto rules. Remember, the SEC reviewed our business and allowed us to become a public company in 2021. 2, there's no path. Come in and register. We tried repeatedly. So we didn't list securities. We reject the vast majority of assets we review. 3, the SEC and CFTC have made conflicting statements and don't even agree on what a security is and what a commodity is. For your reference, weeks ago, or months ago, the SEC sent Paxos a Wells notice saying that BUSD, Binance USD, was a security. But not Paxos' stablecoin, just Binance, which seems a little coordinated. Following that, the CFTC came out and said BUSD is a commodity. Now the SEC says again, it's a security. So both of these agencies, the SEC and the CFTC, they don't know what they're talking about. They said, number 4, this is why the U.S. Congress is introducing new legislation to fix the situation the rest of the world is moving to put clear rules in place to support this technology. Instead of publishing a clear rulebook, the SEC has taken regulation by enforcement approach that is harming America. So if we need to avail ourselves of the courts to get clarity, so be it. By the way, in case it's not obvious, the Coinbase suit is very different from others out there. The complaint filed against us is exclusively focused on what is or what is not a security, and we are confident in our facts and the law. We'll get the job done. In the meantime, let's all keep moving forward and building as an industry. America will get this fight in the end. We'll get this right in the end. Pretty strong statement by Brian Armstrong. He also followed and retweeted Senator Cynthia Lummis, who has been killing it in Wyoming. So she retweeted the SEC Gov talking about how Coinbase just can't simply break the rules. She put out her own statement and said the SEC has failed to provide a path for digital asset exchanges to register, and even worse, has failed to provide adequate legal guidance on what differentiates a security from a commodity. The SEC's continued reliance on regulation by enforcement continues to harm consumers. Real consumer protection requires creating a robust legal framework that exchanges can comply with, not pushing the industry offshores or into the shadows. This is why Congress needs to pass the Loomis-Gillibrand Responsible Financial Innovation Act. Cynthia Loomis killing it. Brian Armstrong continued to comment on CNBC this morning. And he was asked about, do you regret going public? Are there things that you would change? Etc., etc. We got Brian Armstrong. Here's a clip really quick. I'll put some captions on there. I feel like the captions help individuals. Here's a clip from Brian Armstrong this morning commenting on Coinbase. I will try to pull up more clips as this is playing, just because it was so early and it wasn't enough time to grab the full clip. But here we go.
For it, not ours.
In retrospect, do you think you would have been better off not going public? And I ask because I think there's probably a lot of public investors that, you know, went along for this ride, maybe very well should have known that part of this was a gamble and bet on not just your ability to execute as a business, but that the regulations and the laws would cut your way over time.
I don't regret going public. I mean, there's certainly some things about being a public company which are a little more difficult. You know, the private marks and the valuations, I think, you know, you can sort of defy reality a little bit for longer. Right. But no, I'm glad we became a public company because I want us to go first. It's not easy to go first. You're going to take a few arrows. You know, we have to educate the public market investors. We have to deal with the SEC, but that's what being the leader in the space means. And so we're happy to do this. His word for it, not ours.
So again, he said that there's always somebody that's going to have to go first, and they know it's not going to be easy to go first, but they did anyway. I have a few more clips to show you guys. Jim Cramer was commenting on the SEC crackdown, but right before we get to Jim Cramer, I want to show this one as well from CNBC. Talking about Brian Armstrong, talking about the SEC and how he actually became a public company.
Help us understand from your perspective, when you first saw this lawsuit, what your reaction was, and to the extent that you have a defense, and I know you've taken to Twitter, but now you can take it to the airwaves, what it is.
Yeah, well, I mean, we were disappointed to see this complaint from the SEC because I feel like we've had a long history of being very transparent with them and really every regulator around the world that we've worked with. So even going back to 2021, when we became a public company, you know, before becoming a public company, you have to disclose everything about your business in depth. There was many back and forth revisions of our S1. And frankly, you know, they had all the knowledge then, and they allowed us to become a public company. And then we're going through time, and, you know, Chair Gensler has statements to Congress saying that he doesn't feel he has the authority to regulate this industry. And we're seeing conflicting statements from the CFTC and the SEC chair. And we even filed a formal petition with the SEC asking them for clarity about a number of points in the law, which they never responded to. And then this Wells notice and a complaint arrives. And so this isn't good for America. It's not good for the industry, obviously. And we now need to go get clarity from the courts.
I want to show you.
He said this is not good for America.
Chair Gensler was on CNBC yesterday. I want to show you a clip and get you to react, if I could. Take a look at this.
In the Coinbase complaint, we note that they have, through the Coinbase wallet, you can trade 16,000 different tokens. And there's a lot of debate as to the use cases and whether there's any there. Look, we don't need more digital currency. We already have digital currency. It's called the US dollar. It's called the euro. It's called the yen. They're all digital right now. We already have digital investments. And you have entrepreneurs representing digital investments on this program all day long. And it's whether it's the big tech companies, the automobile companies, you name it. It's all digital right now, the investing world. So what is the real underlying value of these tokens? And that's why you need full, fair, and truthful disclosures.
Do you think this is about disclosures, or do you think this is about the underlying currencies that are on your exchange?
It's tough to know exactly what he means by that. I mean, our self-custodial wallet is not trading crypto, the ones that he mentioned some huge number. That's happening in DeFi. That's not something that we actually operate the trading out. Our centralized exchange is really trading a much smaller number of assets. We reviewed, you know, over 1,000 assets in crypto. We rejected 90% of them because we felt they weren't appropriate for our exchange. And about 200 of them are listed on our centralized. product. And I don't know, to his point about, what's the there,
Right.
People are using crypto for all kinds of things. They're not just trading, and they're doing payments with it. Ukraine raised $200 million, and presidential candidates are taking it. And it's a new technology that can be used to update all kinds of financial services. And we don't need the government picking and choosing our technology winners. Let's let the market decide.
We don't need to let our government pick and choose what we do. We do what we want. Whoa. Brian, listen, I gotta tell you, Brian killed it. Brian killed it here. He was not taking any sheesh from no one. He goes, we don't need the government stepping in on everything we do. Gary Gensler was inaccurate, and it wasn't Coinbase that allowed the trading of 16,000 coins. It's decentralized finance. It's people doing things on their own without intermediaries. And this is a concept that Gary Gensler and the TradFi peeps cannot just wrap their heads around. Again, it even goes back to the president of the European Central Bank and said that they need to make sure they have central bank money, centralized money, so that way they can control this. Because right now they're trying to scare people. Gary Gensler giving literal inaccurate information. Either way, what I say always stands with self-custody. Take your crypto off of any exchange. Be your own bank. That is why we are here. But this is uniting the whole crypto industry. Financial failure. Baldy knows what he's talking about. LOL. Yeah, I guess so. Retro Mike, Emma out here on a power trip. What? I mean, Emma, that wasn't that bad. Board Type Crow isn't in this chat now. He transferred from TikTok. Chris 6, are y'all scared? I'm not scared. Memory Man, no trust, no fear. Get out of here with that fear. Get out here with the paper hands. We're not like that, friends. We're not like that. Make sure you smash these likes, share the stream out with friends. If you guys do tweet out this show and you tag me on your tweet of this show, I will give you a lovely shout out on here. So make sure you do that. Because the more we share out the stream, the more people come in here, and etc. etc. What I find really funny is Jim Cramer. He is always so funny, bro. Like, I cannot. So Jim Cramer, they were discussing the SEC crypto crackdown on the show this morning, and Jim Cramer was saying that the SEC case against Coinbase is an open and shut case. Now, let's take a look at Coinbase stock. Coinbase. Okay. Coinbase stock today, $53.46. Oopsie. It is up 3.74% today. You see some bullish volume coming in here. We got the bulls in here. We got the red money flow starting to come up a little bit. That's good. I mean, listen, they're trying to literally take out Coinbase. I mean, it's literally down like 90%. Thank you, Chance, for subscribing. We literally are down like 90% from its all-time high. So it's pretty wild what's happening with Coinbase stock. But listen, if you believe in the exchanges, you believe in crypto at the end of the day, and you're like a TradFi guy, then I don't know. Would you see this as a buying opportunity? Interesting. Now, this is Jim Cramer from this morning. Let's give a watch because it's actually so funny. We're gonna go on a little bit of a Jim Cramer experience because he's been talking so much smack, dude, so much.
For America, Jim.
I know someone who comes on air and gives a completely ill-advised series of statements.
Why were those ill-advised?
Because Gensler came on yesterday and said, "Listen, we've gone on forever. You need to be."
All right, let me take all this out, see if that helps us. Okay.
You need to be regulated. You have securities. This
Not good for America, Jim.
I know someone who comes on air and gives a completely ill-advised series of statements.
Why were those ill-advised?
Because Gensler came on yesterday and said, "Listen, we've gone on forever. You need to be regulated. You have securities. This is America." So this man, Mr. Armstrong, with a straight face, says a lot of things that sound very compelling. that are completely at odds with the 1933 and 1934 Act, which have stood us well as a country.
1933 Act. Dude, that is like 90 years ago. Why are we following rules from 90 years ago when there weren't even phones, really? Are you kidding me?
Which I've actually studied and spent a lot of time on.
Right.
And did quite well. There. In other words, what I'm saying is I can't believe this guy has our guts to come on our air and say something that's completely contrary to a man who actually runs a commission that determines what should be.
Well, he's allowed to come on and say what he wants. Right?
Okay.
I mean, he's allowed to try and come on and defend his company. Yesterday, the SEC chair said to us, these companies, their business model is based on non-compliance.
There are two companies. One they're saying is just an outright fraud. They're saying it's going to be like Sam Bankman-Fried. They commingle. The two, where was the judge? It's just partners.
But they didn't sue FTX. They didn't sue Sam Bankman-Fried.
Should have filed something this Friday morning. Because if you read the brief, it's Binance, they say this could be $2 billion. It's just gone. Okay. This man, on the other hand, is saying, listen, there's Congress is doing this, and these people doing that. No, you see, we have a commission.
All right, let's listen to the commission again. Let's re-up what we heard from Gensler
The commission
yesterday.
is the government.
Take a listen.
These trading platforms, they call themselves exchanges, are commingling a number of functions, which in traditional finance, we don't see the New York Stock Exchange also operating a hedge fund, making markets, and as we alleged in Binance, having a sister organization, flooding the platform with transactions called wash trading, and the lack of controls on the platforms is really a web of deception and conflicts.
Jim, Armstrong said, or the courts will figure it out. So what do you think happens?
I think that Armstrong loses because the commission is a very open and shut case.
You believe that?
Yes, because they're saying, listen, regulate, accept our regulation, and everything goes away. Just be transparent. Not a hard case.
Not good.
Just be transparent. I wish the traditional financial system was transparent. I wish it was transparent that the executives of Silicon Valley Bank cashed out over $2 million right before Silicon Valley Bank collapsed. I wish it was transparent how much money the banks actually have physically in their locations. I wonder what it would be like to have transparency when banks are transferring money and how they use your money. Because once you put your money in the bank, it's not there anymore. They use it for other things. I would love transparency. I would love proof of reserves for the banks. I would love to see transparency on how they use our money. I would love transparency on how our own government uses our money. Where are they spending it? Where is it going? We never really know. We never really get those answers. So I think it's a little hypocritical of Jim to call for complete transparency of crypto exchanges when we can't even get any sort of transparency from even the people on TV. Now, Jim Cramer is going on tears. Yesterday, that wasn't the end of what he said. Jim Cramer said he's done and he's selling Cardano.
Do you think it's existential to the ecosystem? Absolutely. You do. Absolutely. I think that if you are in a series of coins that were mentioned, and we all kind of know them, we're talking about Solano, talking about Matic, Cardano. These are viewed in the Cardano. Do you think
Someone had to go on the side and tell him and be like, they're like, Cardano? Oh. And then literally this morning, Jim Cramer tweets just to troll us all. And he said, I have had it with Soldano. Last night, that wasn't the last of what Jimmy said.
Because unlike the banks, these crypto assets all seem to be scams, and I want you out of them. Many of you traffic in them every day. You should. You're wrong. Because unlike the banks, these crypto assets all seem to be scams, and I want you out of them. Many of you traffic in them every day. You should. You're wrong.
Wow. He said, if you are in crypto, He said, all these crypto assets seem to be fraudulent. I want you to get out of them. They are scams. Wow. If you guys are shocked, if you guys are done with Jim Cramer, please add an emoji in the chat. If you are a member, put that 100 emoji. If you are not a member, put a regular 100 emoji. Let me know if you are done with Jim Cramer. If you have an emoji to describe Jim, put that in the chat. I feel like that's better. Put an emoji to describe Jim Cramer in the chat. Yeah, there you guys go. Spam that chat. Spam it. Make sure you're smashing these likes, sharing this stream out with friends. Yes, member emojis, member 100 emojis, killing it. I see some members that aren't even using the special 100 emoji. Members, you have special 100 emojis in there. Make sure you guys hype it up and use them. And let's get this stream to 100 likes and 100 live viewers. I know we're pretty close right now. I will refresh my data here. And I see we have over 80 people watching. We only have 77 likes. So let's get after it. Let's continue putting those emojis in the chat. The more we interact with the stream, the more people share it out. Now, crypto regulators are going at it. But we're going to stay on the exchange train because Kim Kardashian, not really exchange train because she really had nothing to do with that. But we know that there were a bunch of celebrities that got involved with FTX, like Shaquille O'Neal that recently have gone to court. And then we know Kim Kardashian was sued over Ethereum Max. And now there's going to be the lawsuit from Ethereum Max, Kim Kardashian, that's going to pursue. Kim Kardashian's EMAX lawsuit is to proceed as court considers an updated complaint. She posted endorsing Ethereum Max, and she said a California judge ruled on Tuesday, allowing her case to be moving forward. The case was brought by investors against Kim Kardashian, retired boxer Floyd Mayweather, and National Basketball Association Hall of Famer Paul Pierce, among others. Again, this is just for EMAX. This has nothing to do with other exchanges and whatnot. The celebrities were accused of misleading investors through the promotion of EMAX tokens. And although a tentative ruling from December indicated that District Court Judge Michael Fitzgerald was leaning towards granting Kim Kardashian's motion to throw out the allegations, an attempt to dismiss an amended complaint by her was denied on a Tuesday order. Quote, plaintiffs substantially amended the previous complaint, adding over 100 pages of new allegations. In the expanded complaint, plaintiffs adequately alleged that Kardashian's social posts for May 2022 were false, and in June, she made a post, and it was misleading as it falsely suggested EMAX tokens were scarce. Again, this is all craziness, but in October of last year, Kim Kardashian already was fined $1.2 million by the SEC for shilling EMAX to her followers. So again, this is just all continuing to FUD the space. And within all of these cases with celebrities, they try to push them to not talk about crypto for a few years after that. So that way they don't have, so it's kind of their way of hindering adoption where, oh, celebrities aren't talking about it. Those people have some reach to get to ordinary people that don't know about crypto. Let's tell them they can't talk about crypto or securities for years. 00 on TikTok. How do you become a member? You go over to youtube.com/missteencrypto and you join a member as a member there, and you get exclusive perks, emojis, etc., etc. Make sure you guys are smashing these likes, sharing the stream out with friends. We got some people out here. All right. We also have U.S. lawmakers are urging the IRS to hurry tax rules. So amid all this crazy stuff, the IRS is promptly releasing a planned crypto tax rules so the industry can be brought into full compliance. But it seems like this just hasn't been able to come through. For many years, the crypto industry has been a major source of tax evasion and a significant part of the nation's tax gap. The letter noted that while the White House has completed the review of the 2021 infrastructure bill's hotly debated tax reporting requirements for crypto brokers in February, the government has yet to release the proposed regulations. Again, they're just holding everything back. The point of the contention was a broad definition of broker that could apply to the reporting requirements to miners and crypto wallet providers who would not be able to comply with the rule. The IRS said in April that they could not say when the agency planned to update and clarify the guidance, that it was looking for other ways of communicating with the industry. Again, we can't get any clarity whatsoever. It's actually insane that we can't get any clarity. We can't get any answers. What's a digital asset? We don't know. We will never find out, my friends. At least we know that El Salvador is still getting after it with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. We all knew about their volcano bonds and all of these things that El Salvador wanted to do in order to bolster the Bitcoin and crypto community within, again, El Salvador. El Salvador's Bitcoin miner Volcano Energy launches with a $250 million investment. There's a private partnership in El Salvador pledging to pump $1 billion into creating a Bitcoin mining farm, and it received its first $250 million. The first release of funds kickstarts a 241 megawatt power generation park in the country's Metapan region. Volcano Energy, the company behind the site, said that the funds would go toward developing the power generation park using solar and wind, which will eventually power the Bitcoin mining operation. Volcano Energy chairman Max Kaiser took to Twitter on June 7th to announce it all. Oh, Max Kaiser. Bitcoin mining uses high-power computers hooked up in a global network using massive amounts of electricity. In the process, the energy-intensive practice has become under fire, even though a lot of they are trying to use, again, renewable energy, solar, wind, all of that. Tether is also issuing the first funding round to develop Volcano Energy, although its investment figure is undisclosed. Tether chief technology officer said the investment marks the stablecoin's issuers' intent to drive investment in renewable energy production and mining infrastructure. We already know that Tether has been mining. They just set up a miner in Uruguay. So they're going everywhere, Tether. They're investing in Bitcoin. They're investing their own profits in Bitcoin as well as investing in mining itself. So El Salvador, Tether, getting after it and doing more than the U.S. is doing by miles. El Salvador continuing to get into Bitcoin mining. We also know brands are stepping into the crypto space at a rapid pace. We saw Aeropostale recently, Ralph Lauren accepting Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in their stores in Miami. Now Louis Vuitton is stepping into the space, and they are to release $42,000 physical backed NFTs. Get after this, guys. Make sure you guys smash these likes, share the stream out with friends, guys. Let's get 100 likes and 100 live viewers. Let's get the hype back into the stream. Make sure you guys are dropping a cookie emoji if you're enjoying the show. 15 more likes, guys. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. Here we go, Louis Vuitton. French luxury fashion house Louis Vuitton is gearing up to release a new physical linked NFT collection via Treasure Trunks, paving the way for exclusive members-only products and experiences. The new collection of a few hundred digital trunks will be open for registration on June 8th to customers based in the US, Canada, France, the UK, Germany, Japan, and Australia. Select customers can then purchase the NFTs on June 16th for $39,000 or $42,000. Which is in the US dollars. As part of the token utility roadmap, holders will receive a physical replica of their digital treasure trunk, which will also unlock access to upcoming Louis Vuitton products and immersive events. According to a press release, the brand plans to release limited products and experiences at regular intervals throughout the year. The collection is part of their larger project called Via, which comes from the Latin word for road. The treasure trunk owners will be able to purchase digital keys that grant them access to future physical linked NFT collections. According to Vogue, the collectibles are being sold as soul-bound tokens, meaning they're not transferable once purchased. NFT holders will not be able to sell their treasure trunks. However, they can sell individual items that they mint in the future, which is really dope. I really like that concept because you're not just recycling all these memberships and whatever. Like, you have to have your membership and you could just sell what you get from that membership. I think that's pretty solid. I'm a fan of that. They've been extending into blockchain since 2019, and in 2019, they announced plans to roll out its Aura blockchain for provenance of tracking luxury goods. And in 2021, they teamed up with luxury retailers Cartier and Prada to create the Aura blockchain consortium to track down on counterfeit products. I think this is really interesting. I think this is really cool because obviously supply chain is a huge thing. So Louis Vuitton even entering the space since 2019 to work on this type of thing where you verify your products, you verify everything, the material, where it comes from. Because there's so many things that you have to deal with when it comes to jewelry, when it comes to high value items like Louis Vuitton bags. It's crazy. It's wild what you have to deal with. You have to check, you have to verify everything. You have to have the papers. But what if you just had an NFT? And what if you were able to just have a physical purse, a physical little purse tap it with your phone and verify, okay, this is the actual Louis Vuitton purse and this is the NFT and the digital ownership that it belongs to. I think that's really simple. I think it's really easy. And I think it's only the beginning of what we're going to see within digital currency, digital assets, and tokenization of products. Very excited for that. Very excited. If you guys have any questions in the chat, make sure to throw that in there. Mike Goats, nice to see you. Echo Leaf said, "Ruh-roh, Scooby. What's wrong, Echo? Are you not mooing? Is there a reason why you're not mooing? Is there a problem?" Louis Vuitton costs higher than I can count. Yeah, I mean, listen, man. I would like a Louis Vuitton bag one day, but you know, you can't have it all. You can't have it all. I mean, listen, Louis Vuitton is like kind of zesty, you know. It's cool. And especially they're using blockchain and everything like that. They're kind of ahead of the curve just a little bit. Just a little bit. Make sure you guys are smashing these likes. Why are we so slow today? Why are we so slow? What's happening? What's happening? We need 14 more likes for 100. We need hype in the chat. We need hype in the chat. Pickaboo said, hello, nice to see you. No G said, MTC, I'll send you a Louis Vuitton bag in the mail. Oh. Whoa. Lord of Cages said, are you buying the dips, people? If you're buying the dips, put a Y for yes. If you're not buying the dips, put an N if you're waiting. Because some people think that Bitcoin is still going to zero. Right? Imagine. Uncle on TikTok said, I'll take a Walmart wallet. That's funny. A Walmart wallet. Listen, you go to like Target and things like that. They make their own like purses and stuff. They don't even look that bad. They really don't even look that bad. And like, I'm sorry to say it, but it's true. Diesel said you're liquidating your beer fridge for Bitcoin. I mean, listen, quitting that for Bitcoin. I don't think that's a terrible idea. James said, just sent me a tweet. Let me go take a look at that. Matthew put a Y. Oh, well, Memory Man's not a fan of Louis Vuitton. Automatic beats, that's a little scary right there. That's a little scary. Okay. No G said Louis Vuitton bag for Emma and MTC when Doge hits $1. All right, let's go check in on Doge. Did I go over Doge, no G at the beginning? I don't know if you were here, but here's the Doge chart for today. Yo, no, what happened yesterday? We literally went above 7 cents. We were above 7 cents yesterday. That's where we wanted to be. That's where we wanted to be. Zamir, thank you. D said lovely accent. Thank you. Appreciate that. Guys, what happened to Doge yesterday? We had the close at exactly 7 cents, and then we just broke down today. No, why are we at 7 cents today, bro? I want 7 cent Doge back. I want literally 8 cent Doge. Let's get past 7 cent Doge. Let's get 8 cent Doge. That's what I want to see. That's what would make my heart flutter. Absolutely flutter. Make me feel so happy. At the end of the day, friends, don't be scared of all the FUD that's going on here. It's absolutely wild what's happening. I'll give you that. But at the end of the day, we know why we're here. We're here for the fundamentals of this space. We're not worried about the dips. We're not worried about Gary Gensler's FUD. They're not going to scare us away. We only have 9 more likes, so make sure you're smashing those likes. We're not worried about Gary Gensler. We're not worried about all the FUD that's happening in the space. They're attacking Coinbase. They're attacking Binance. They're literally suing Elon Musk for talking about Dogecoin. This is the point that we're at, that it's getting so ridiculous to even talk about, because it just sounds like I'm insane. Why would they be doing this? FUD, Zamir, FUD is temporary. Bitcoin is permanent. Absolutely. Bitcoin's going to outlive all of the FUD. All of the FUD. Bitcoin is only 14 years old. And look what it's done. This technology isn't even reaching mass adoption yet. Even phones haven't reached full mass adoption yet. Meanwhile, Bitcoin is having all of the central banks question their stability, question their worth. People are questioning their worth, which has really never happened before, where people are saying, maybe I don't trust the banks. Maybe I don't trust the fiat system anymore. Maybe I want to be my own bank. Maybe I want to custody my own funds. Maybe I want to take part in a currency that I get to choose how it goes, where and how I spend it. We will not deal with the tyranny. We're not going to give away our freedom for convenience anymore. No, it's not the most convenient thing in the world to be your own bank. But you know what? It's a lot more convenient than worrying and praying that your bank doesn't close tomorrow, or praying that they don't hit the money printer and then your fiat is worthless. Because that's where we're going right now. That's where we're going. Over 722 banks lost over 50% of their capital in only the first quarter of this year. Guys, we are midway through the year. We really haven't heard any updated stats. Do you know what that means? That means it's not doing good. Because if it was doing good, then obviously they would be, oh my gosh, look at the banks. The banks are rebounding. They're doing so good. Go look at the KRE, the regional bank stock. Go look at all of these banks, PacWest, Western Alliance. They are crumbling. They're not even rebounding. They're just staying flat and at their lowest points in years. You cannot trust the TradFi system. Even the stock market is not a free market. First Republic, before the actual First Republic bank stock went to zero, they halted it 9 times in one day. If the market was really free, why would they be halting stocks? If something's volatile, let it be volatile. Let it trade. If it's going to go to zero, let it go to zero. If it's going to moon, let it moon. It's all about the hedge funds. It's all about protecting the people that have the most capital. If you take a look back when AMC and GameStop stunks at the time pumping, then you saw that it was one of the worst days in history for hedge funds. They lost billions, and that's why they were halting the stocks. Because these people on Reddit, they couldn't believe that this little group of internet plebs on Reddit got people so fired up, and they actually influenced the market, which probably hasn't happened since the beginning of the stock market. Because even at the beginning of the stock market, the only people that could really invest in it were people that had a lot of money to put in there to begin with. You couldn't buy fractionalized stocks at the beginning. You had to call a broker and put a certain amount of money in. Now we're evening the playing field with crypto. Now with crypto, anyone could participate with as little as $1. Could send or receive value, own their value, be their own bank, as well as invest in anything they want. Just like Brian Armstrong said in the CNBC interviews, Gary Gensler put out misinformation. Actually just straight up fibbed and said within Coinbase, you're able to transact and buy and sell 16,000 tokens. That's not on the centralized exchange. That's in their wallet, which uses DeFi, decentralized finance, where you'll need permission to buy, sell, send, trade cryptocurrencies. To take part in art, gaming, there's no permission here. It's decentralized finance. Using decentralized exchanges, no permission. Just you and just me. And that is exactly what we need. And we will continue to educate people on the fundamentals of this space versus the pumpamentals. I do not give a flying sheesh about number go up, about number go down, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what price Bitcoin is. Because if your bank closes tomorrow, then you have no money, period. But at least you'll have Bitcoin in your wallet. Think about it. People say, oh, I'm taking my profits. I'm going to take my profits with Bitcoin. Good. Take your profits, bro. Do what you need to do. But then where are you putting those profits? In the bank? And then what if your bank closes? Now I have to go stand outside the bank and hope they give me some cash so I could put some food on my table for my family. And then what happens when you run out of that cash? Because obviously there's no proof of reserves on the banks like there are crypto exchanges, so we don't know how much money they have. Take your profits all you want, but it depends if you'll even have access to those profits. Meanwhile, you know you always have access to the cryptocurrency that's in your wallet. Period. I ranted hard. Make sure I want 4 more likes for 100 likes so I could feel at peace and go on with my day. Steve Dotties, thank you for the 10 roses. Thank you for the thank you. You said facts rant. Switch, I very well said. I appreciate that, Switch. Thank you for the love and the hype. I appreciate you. No G said MTC lit earlier in the morning. Jim Montgomery, hi Jim. MTC dropping deep knowledge bombs. I thank you. I appreciate that because honestly, like I get fired up sometimes. I'm hearing like all these people, Jim, beef with each other on Twitter. No ordinals. Ordinals. Don't use this token. Buy this token. Oh my God. Guys, it's okay. I'm getting up close and freaking personal. Up close and freaking personal. I just don't care about Twitter beef. I don't care about yelling at people. I care about you. I care about the individual prosperity. I care about the fundamentals of this space being taken seriously. Because at the end of the day, all of the Twitter beef, it's all noise. It's all noise. What matters is you. What matters is the research you've done and what you have to offer this space. If you are just sitting here, you're not streaming like me, then that's okay. Spread adoption in your own ways. Tweet hashtag Bitcoin. Tell your family. Make little cards with QR codes and put them on the street. Because at the end of the day, again, all these Twitter beefs, all of this regulation, all this crazy lawsuits, it's all freaking noise. It's all noise to distract you. Do not get distracted. Keep your head on a swivel and get after it. Do not worry about the FUD. Do not worry about all of these lawsuits because we will laugh. It's like China banning Bitcoin, SEC going after an exchange. It's like China banning Bitcoin. How many times have they done it? Have they ever succeeded? No. And what is China doing now? They're trying to become the crypto hub of the freaking world. I got up close and personal. I hope you enjoyed it. Richie said, let's go talk the truth. Thank you. I appreciate that. Zamir said, damn, MTC exploding, 10 out of 10 stream. Thank you. Joseph said, I'm crazy. Listen, you have to be a little bit crazy to be in crypto. I tell you guys right off the bat, I'm a little cuckoo. I'm not the most normal gal on the street, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being weird. I'm okay with being a nerd. I'm okay with being an internet pleb because I know that we are all internet plebs together and that at the end of the day, we know Bitcoin, digital assets are all inevitable. We know it's all inevitable. Zero Dune. Hashtag missteencrazy, Retro Mike said, I am a little bit crazy. I will always admit I'm not that normal. But I feel like it's okay to not be normal. If I was boring and I was just like, hi everyone, welcome to the Daily Zest. Boopity boopity boo. That's so boring. That's so freaking lame. I understand. I'm professional most of the time, but I feel like you have to have humor. You got to just like be yourself because I'm not here to put on a show for you guys. I'm here to give you guys information. I'm here to talk to you guys. I'm here to be freaking real. I will never be anything else but real with you guys. I will always be real. I will always be transparent. And I will always be positive here because that is what we need. You guys see too much negativity online, too much negativity within the crypto space. I just want one place where you guys can go. You guys can come here and just know that it will always be good vibes, always be zest, and always be love. So thank you guys very much for joining me today. I appreciate every single one of you guys. If you guys think I should keep this show at 9:15, then drop a 1. And if you think I should go back to noon streams, put a 2. So 1 for today's early stream and 2 for late stream. Let me know. 1 or 2. 1 or 2. 1 or 2. 1 for early, 2 for late. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Let me know that before I go, just because I want a general consensus of what y'all feel. All right. I feel like you guys are feeling... Oh, there's mixed feelings, actually. I don't know what you guys are feeling. TikTok loves the early streams. V. Neil, you put a 3. Eric, you put 1 and 2. That's not fair. MK put a 1. Okay, you're following the rules. You're following the rules. Ice God put 1/2. I cannot with you. It's late for West Coast peeps. I mean, I know, but I feel like this is such a vibe, too. All right. I see your thoughts. I see your opinions. I will take Retro Mike with that 5. 5 fingers to the face. You know this song? I was like, the song 5 fingers to the face. Do. 5 fingers to the face. I gotta go. I'm getting delirious out here. Thank you guys for joining me. If you did not brew up a cup of coffee, cheers to you guys. Be fueled on coffee and Bitcoin. Get after it, guys. Stack those sats. Be your own bank. If you guys have questions on how to be your own bank, how to get a wallet, then come back to tomorrow's stream. I will help you out. We will do a community step-by-step how to be your own bank. Thank you for coming. Don't be scared of the FUD. Get after it. Be your own bank. Have a great day. And as always, stay zesty. I'm going to go get myself a new coffee. Peace.